One last thing, Jeremy, we've got an Ohio State channel, and I'm sure Buckeye fans would love to get your take and your compare and contrast on Garret Wilson and Chris Olave.
Garret Wilson to me is the can't miss. When I first started watching the tape, I was really stuck on Wilson because a lot of his best plays were when things broke down. And I let that bother me for a while because I had Garret Wilson in the later teens of my big board. And then the more I started watching it, the more I went, there's an art to that. And there have been a lot of really good receivers over the years that some of their best things happen when things break down. Now, at Ohio State, what always makes me nervous, Ohio State has so much better talent than who they play in the Big Ten that sometimes that covers deficiencies. That's happened with quarterbacks of theirs over the years. With Garret Wilson, I think he's much safer. Now, Olave is a phenomenal route runner. I think they're much closer than people think. If you told me one of them busted out, I would say it's Olave. Not necessarily the greatest hands catcher I've ever seen. I always get nervous with guys that allow the ball to get into their body, which is something that he does. But to me, that's one of those things that if you really work with the kid, I don't think it should be a deal breaker. Comps, I see Chris Olave as a Jerry Jeudy type. I think he's, no matter where he goes, he's going to be a very good route runner and safe out of the slot. Worst case scenario, he's the second best receiver on a good team. Now, Garret Wilson, he can be the A. And I look at Kansas City and Green Bay, and I think they're going to fight over him and Jameson Williams because there is a slight drop if you're looking for the one, the guy that can really shield number one coverage. Garret Wilson's he's that guy. He can do the deep threat things. I always thought Olave got propped up a little bit by having Garret Wilson on the other side. And that's not me trying to slight him because to me, it's Jameson Williams at 1, Garret Wilson a very close 2. And then you get into Drake London, who I'm really fond of. There's some reservation. He's very big, more Mike Evans type, where I don't know how you're going to separate, but you're going to be a matchup nightmare. And then I've got Olave at 4. So it's not like I think there's a huge difference. I just think one's an A. One's a number one receiver in this league. And I think Olave fits better if he's got somebody on the other side. That's why I like him so much in New Orleans. I love the thought of Olave winding up either in New Orleans or with the Los Angeles Chargers, who are more on a receiver than people think. And I'll tell you another one, just since you said that about Ohio State, watch the Washington Commanders. Everybody has talked about them taking Kyle Hamilton. There's a linebacker in the second round named Chad Moma out of Wyoming that they really like. Hamilton projects as a linebacker in the league. And I won't be shocked if one of those Ohio State receivers goes to Washington 11.
I always compared him this way. Wilson just looked like the beautiful, prototypical NFL receiver, the stride, the look, the body type. And Olave just looks like a baller. He looks like a gym rat. He looks like a guy that if you're short on cornerbacks, you could say, you know what, we need you to fill in a cornerback, and he would just kind of make it work and figure it out. Like he's just a gamer, a baller. He can play ball wherever you throw him kind of thing, where Garret Wilson just looks the part.
The Wilson tape, I've always said you could put orchestral music behind it and it would look like it was produced because he runs so smoothly. And there's something to that. And I can't, for whatever reason, I can't get away from him winding up with Kansas City. Him and Tyreek Hill are very different receivers, obviously. But the mind of Andy Reid, the arm of Pat Mahomes, and the movement of Garret Wilson just seems to me like one of those things. I get this kid for way cheaper for the next 4 years. And I don't think there would be any drop-off. I think he would come into the league and be a top 12 receiver immediately. And I can't get away from it. People ask me this all the time when I do mocks. Do you ever really get beholden to a player ending up with a team? The answer is yes. And one of the highest ones I have this year is the Kansas City Chiefs and Garret Wilson.